On your heels. Okay, now come into split stance. So flatten the foot in front, on the toes behind, but try and keep everything tracking forwards and parallel. And then from here, just bend the front leg, sink it in nice and deep. You'll feel a good bit of stretch come through the front of the hip and a lot of load on the supporting leg in front. And sink forward. So you want to sink down and forwards. And push back. Sink down and forwards. And push back. Drop down. Forwards. And back. Down and forwards. All the way back, keep all the load in this front leg, and then forwards, and back. All right, give that leg a good shake, and then let's swap sides. So good split stance, shoulders nice and soft, legs tracking parallel. There, get your feet nice and solid on the floor, and then just sink down. Lean forwards, keep that nice long line through your body, and push back, and sink forwards, and push back, sink forwards, down and forward. Keep straight as you can through that back leg, because that does get your length through the hip to help you extend through the hip. Sink forwards. And back. Forward. And back. And sink forwards. And back, and come in and give those legs a good shake, a bit of a bounce. Okay, feet back hip distance apart. We're going to get a bit of extension through the hip. So take one toe behind, keep the ribs down. Now do hold on to something for this one if you need, but you want to keep your body nice and stable there. Slight bend in your supporting leg. You're going to lift up the opposite leg and you're just going to do little pushes back while keeping your body absolutely still. So we don't want that. That's just rotating in the hip. You want that push back, so feel a squeeze in your bottom. Maybe the knee is just slightly coming behind your other knee. Keep the ribs down, push, push back, push, and push, and then give that leg a good shake. But for this one, you're going to get maximum work in the right position. So don't let any arching come into your back. Ribs down, bottom slightly under, foot down, lift the other one up, and then little pushes, and you just want to feel that squeeze in your bottom. Push, big push, push, push back, those ribs down, body nice and stable, 3, 2, 1, and give the legs a very good shake. Okay, coming back a little bit, head down, drop down, bring your hands on the floor and down onto all fours. Okay, so we've got the same now, but on all fours. All right, so same again. Well, let's just arch around your back. Get a bit of movement through your spine. And then find the centre there. Keep the ribs pulled up. Don't let the ribs flare and sink down. Pull the ribs up so your back stays nice and straight. So then when you lift this leg up, you've got a nice long straight line, and then you're just going to push, push, push. Now again, watch for this. We don't want any rotating in the hip or arching around in your back as you do it. Your spine needs to be absolutely solid, because otherwise you're not getting that extension through the hip. Push, big push, push. 4, 3, 2, 1. Give that leg a good shake. Pushing hands into the floor there. Lift the other leg up. Nice long straight line. Those hips parallel with the floor. Little pushes. Spine stable. Doesn't matter if they're only tiny pushes at the minute, as long as it's in the right position. You just feel that squeeze in your bum cheek as you push up. Push. Squeeze. Push. 4, 3, 2, 1. And give that leg a good shake. Okay, and then out we come. Drop down onto the floor. One hand on top of the other. And just let your forehead rest in your hands. We'll do one leg at a time first. So bend one leg, flex the foot. Now again, you can use the floor as a marker to make sure that you're not lifting the hip, but the hip bone, the front of your hip, needs to stay pushed into the floor, and then push your foot to the ceiling and release. Push and release. Push and push. So then you'll know you're getting extension through the hip. Now it shouldn't feel in your lower back. If it does, you're probably letting the hip bone come off the floor. So tuck your bottom under, push your pelvis in, push, push, and squeeze, and push. Drop that leg down, lift the other one up, flex the foot, try and keep relaxed in the upper body, and then squeeze the bum cheek as you push your foot to the ceiling, and push, squeeze. You want to try and feel the front of your hip pushing into the floor, up, lift, push, 4, 3, 2, 1, and drop. Give both legs a good shake. Okay, now take the knees out nice and wide as the mat, heels together, toes apart, hands on your forehead on your hands, pelvis into the floor, and then push and release, push and release. Big squeeze in those bum cheeks as you push and drop, push and lower, big push, drop, push. Keep pushing the pelvis into the floor, don't let your back arch. 3, 2, 1, and drop, bring those legs out, give them a good shake, and then bring yourself up and back, keep the knees wide, sit back on your heels and drop down.